And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Buzz. We're so happy to have such great guests on tonight. We do have a little change in our routine of tonight's broadcast. Unfortunately, Lois Alice was supposed to attend, but she is getting prepared for the hurricane because she lives in Florida. So we wish her well, and we hope that her and her family are safe. And I think that she's going to try and get on the broadcast on Wednesday with Dave Arnett. So that's a little change. But anyway, we are going to have a great time tonight. And we have two great gals on, and we're happy that they're here. And we look forward to hearing everything about their life after high school. So anyway, just wanted to introduce my co-host, Diane Coburn-Martin. Diane, let's check in. Diane's been running around like crazy, and she's here and ready to go. So she's a trooper. And I want to also introduce Terri-anne. I'm going to call you Terri-anne Lawson Shaw. Is that appropriate?
That's fine. It's Shea.
Shea.
But that's fine. Okay. It's different. Okay. People know you from different names, so different places in your life.
So welcome, Terri. It's great to see you after all these years.
Kim. Thanks, Diane.
And Laurie. Yep, we also have Laurie Nardone, and she's all the way from California. So and here she is. So we're excited to hear all about her adventures. And so welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. Great to be here and see you both. Thanks for doing this, as always. It's pretty amazing that you pulled this all together.
Yeah. It's been fun. It really has. So I think we're going to get started unless anyone has any, weather reports or anything they want to share before we get started, or we're just ready to go.
I think we're ready.
All right, Diane, let's go.
So I'm so happy to see you guys both. And I'll tell you, Facebook has been great. That's how I found Laurie quite a few years ago. And that was a blast connecting, for so long. And then when Terri contacted me, a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, all right, this is great. This is great to have you both. So anyway, you've been watching some of the broadcasts that we've been doing, and we just want to catch up with the rest of the classmates and tell us, what have you been doing? Ask you what you've been doing for the last 50 years since we've graduated. I know a couple of you have been to some reunions, and maybe I haven't either, or some of our classmates might have seen you. Maybe they haven't in 50 years. So we need to know the scoop. You got to let us know what's been going on. So Terri, how about we start with you?
Okay. So I left Westerly. I graduated and went on to college in Burlington, Vermont. I stayed there for a couple of years and actually only came back to Westerly once. After the first year, I came back for that summer, and I never went back after that. So once I graduated from college, I moved to Boston. I really liked the theater. I wanted to be involved with children who are underprivileged. That's what I had started as an accounting major. And then I had a work study job with underprivileged children. So at the YMCA. So that was kind of like where my heart was. So I started, when I got to Boston, I'm going like, oh, there's no way I can do this here. Like, it's not like Westerly. So I ended up doing a lot of other jobs, like secretarial jobs. I worked for a convenience store chain and trained owners and did ordering and things like that. And back in the late 70s, I started working at Blue Cross Blue Shield, working in the underwriting department as setting the rates for national companies. And I worked up to then until I had my children. I got married in 86 to a friend of a friend. And I have 4, in which my 15th class reunion, no children, no anything. My 20th, I was pregnant with my 4th. So I had 4 children in 4.5 years.
Busy girl.
Very busy. And I went back to work. I was involved in my town, being part of the Early Childhood Advisory Council. It was a group where anyone who had anything to do with young children, whether you were a home daycare provider, pediatric dentist, librarian, early intervention, everyone would come to this group. It was a great collaboration. And at the time, we were recognized by President Clinton. His wife came to Attleboro to see how this program worked. So that was great. And then when I did go back to work, I have one of the schools that were part of that group hired me part-time because it was around, I'd have to drop my kids off at school, I'd have to pick my kids up. So everything kind of revolved around that. And then we fast forward to, I finished, probably did that for 4 years. And then I started working for providing overnight newborn care through New England Nurses, which I did for 1 year. And then I went off on my own with that business. So I work basically the midnight shift. I don't advertise. I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on any social media. That's why it's hard to find me. But it's all word of mouth. And if you know anyone who had a baby, whether it's for like 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, how many nights a week, and just come in there and teach them how to take care of the baby. They don't have to get up at night. We do all the work for them, just giving them the support, because this is such a transit society right now. A lot of people don't have family around. And so, like I said, it's I love it. I love doing this.
And Terry, did you say that your daughter is working in that business with you?
Actually, I have 4 daughters.
Okay.
And 2 of them are working with me right now.
Yeah. That's
the third
awesome.
was working during COVID, where everyone, you would think nobody would want you in their home. People who had booked maybe 4 nights a week wanted 7 nights a week. We did not stop for almost 2 years straight. It was crazy, because not only did they have the baby, they might have had other children in the home too. Both parents working in the home too. So it was, but it was great. Nobody was on 95.
Right.
No one was on 128.
Yeah.
Just fly to work. So
No, that's
so
awesome.
What I've been doing. Yeah, that's what I do.
I enjoyed listening when we were talking that one time about what you've been doing lately, and it's such a well-needed thing, you know.
It is, and just the support. I mean, sometimes I'm the only adult they might talk to, and just giving them some tips on what might work better for them, or just being able to listen to a frustration that they might be going through at the time, and just bouncing ideas off. And no matter what they choose to do, how they choose it, you always 100% in whatever they are doing. It's like your personal feelings on a certain issue are out the door. You're there to help them be the best parent they can be. And I love it. I love it.
Making a difference. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
All right, that's me. Laurie.
Okay, so it's Laurie's turn.
Well, I love listening to you, because everybody, it's such a variety of things that people from our class have done. It's really been so interesting, I think. So I left and I went to college in Florida. And that was the first time I hadn't lived in snow. You were asking about that, Kim. And I thought, what? I don't have to live in snow anymore. So when I came back to Westerly for one summer, and then went into that winter, and it was like the worst winter we had in eons, the winter of 77, 78. And I thought, I'm out of here. And that's when I moved to California.
Wow.
So, I've been out here ever since. I live in a little teeny town like Westerly called San Anselmo, just north of the Golden Gate. And let's see, I got married in 85. I have 2 sons. So you have all the girls, I got all the boys. And I started oh my gosh, I just lost you guys. Oh, and you're back.
We're here.
I started out here because I transferred out here with the Harris Corporation. And I don't know if you remember them from Connecticut, but they had a sales office in San Rafael, which is like the heart of Marin County. And so that's how I ended up here. I've had a lot of good luck in my life, I think. But then I switched over to an investment company, and I have been involved in investments and finance ever since. I also got my degree in accounting. That's what I went into. But now I own, back in 2006, I started my own financial planning and investment management company.
Nice.
So I do still work. Many of my friends, most of my friends, actually, they're all my clients, and they're all retired. But I always say I love what I do. I'm not burned out on it yet, because I haven't been doing it long enough.
Oh, awesome.
I feel like I get better every year, frankly. And none of my friends want me to quit. So I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, you're taking care of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was lucky. So my ex-husband, we are very good friends, as I was saying earlier. We've gotten to the point where we're very good friends.
Good.
So through him, and that was the other thing I noticed in listening to some of the other people, there's a lot of people involved in music in one way or another. So I met my husband because I started volunteering to be an usher at the rock concerts in the Bay Area. And they were everywhere. The music scene here still is fantastic. And that's how I met him, being an usher, because he did front of house production for Bill Graham, who died in a helicopter crash. And my second son was named for Bill because my husband had worked for him forever, and he was like the father figure to everyone. So I've been to a lot of music over the years, and I still, I think it was Eileen who said she's still a rock and roll person that goes to concerts. So do I.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see Springsteen is my all-time favorite. I flew to Portland to see him earlier, and he's ending his tour, his current tour in San Francisco with 2 shows. I'm going to both of those. And for Tom Barbone, if he's out there, I've seen the Dead a zillion times. And I never thought they were any good until I saw them live. And then it's oh yeah, the Dead live is amazing. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
my
amazing.
Life.
Wow.
It's been a fast 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Very interesting. Both of you have had very interesting stories and careers, and
a lot of people I think worked at Harris too.
Yeah, I remember Harris.
Yeah, definitely. Wow,
that's amazing. Awesome. Hey, just before I ask you the next question, a couple people have written in that are watching the show. One said, "Hi, Diane, Kim, Terry, and Laurie." Another said, Frank Spazzato said, "Hi, Terry, it's Frank Spazzato." Ed McGowan said, "Hi to all of you." And let's see, what else? And then someone said, "Terri-anne, be sure to behave. It's being recorded." So far, so good, right?
All right.
Definitely.
I'll try to be good.
And then, Laurie, I let Kelly know you would be on tonight.
Oh.
So whoever
Hi, Kelly, if you're watching.
So anyway, so I have the next question. So can you tell us what your greatest achievements have been and what you enjoy most in this stage of your life? So Terry, you first.
Okay. I thought about this question. I think it changed throughout my years. When I was younger, I thought, having a great job, lots of money, you could do whatever you want. That was it. That was it. And then I got a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and realized that really wasn't, it was it at that time. But I think definitely having a family, they're crazy, which is wonderful. They're great. I've always had I've always done something in helping other people. I started a clothing project, which took off. It's down now in many states. I do a lot of volunteer work right now with the homeless and underserved population. And that to me has been so rewarding and something I didn't try to achieve, but it ended up just snowballing and has been like one of my biggest achievements, which I didn't even know I was looking for. So that to me is just something I never even thought I would even be a part of, which has been good. I guess that's it.
That's special. It's so rewarding to be able to feel that you're making a difference.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and sometimes giving is so much. There's more benefits to giving than taking.
Right. Yeah. So. I mean, you think you're doing this for somebody else. Oh yeah, this will be good. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. And then what comes back is kind of like, whoa, I didn't realize that, or that opened a door for something else, or kind of make it grow a little bit more, which is wonderful.
Oh, that is wonderful. Great. That's great work. So thank you. Laurie?
So can you repeat I was so entranced in what she was saying. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, I will. So, can you tell us what your greatest achievements have been and what you enjoy most in this stage of your life now?
So I always think when people say achievements, I don't know that I actually achieved it, but I never wanted, I have to say, I never wanted to have kids. I was not a person who thought, oh, I can't wait to be a mother and have kids and blah, blah, blah. Not at all. I didn't get married until I was later. I didn't have my kids until it was later. And they bring me more joy, even though they've brought, especially my youngest, no offense, they bring me more joy in this world than almost anything. And partly not only do I like them so much as people, I'm just so proud of them. And, and they're men that I'm bringing into a world that can be challenging. And they're just such good men coming into this world.
That's awesome.
So I don't know that I should take that as my achievement because it's nature, nurture, and I get that. But I have a great relationship with them. So I'll take that as an achievement with both of them. It's been really terrific. And I think I've been, again, fortunate. So my company allows me to be very generous, which I am. I do volunteer. I was in a prison reform workshop yesterday for 3 hours. Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I only did that because now I'm on the board of this group. And, I end up being on boards because I'm a woman and I do finance, right? Which is, they can kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating. I'm very involved in the League of Women Voters. I'm very political out here. Not that the League is political, because we're not. We're nonpartisan. But so I think I have a good work-life balance, and I have an incredible network of people that are like my extended family, though my brother and mother both moved out here after I did. So I was very fortunate, very. And my brother I see him once a week. He lives half a mile away from me.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just, lucky with
that's
that.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Laurie.
Is your mom still alive, Laurie?
No. And she, both my parents passed from cancer. But yeah, at least I got to be here for my mom. I kept thinking that, I don't know how I would have done it if she had still been. How would I have done that on the East Coast? But I could be there for her every day here. So
yeah. Oh, we have a lot of classmates going through that right now.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
That's hard. Laurie, can I ask you? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? How old are your kids now?
So my oldest is 35 and he's married. He got married during the COVID year. No kids yet. And I'm flying up there on Thursday to see them and also to go see Dave Matthews at the Gorge in Washington.
Wow.
And then my younger son, Graham, is 31 and he lives closer to me. He's like an hour and a half away. And I have a little satellite office up in Santa Rosa, which is about halfway between us. So I go up there at least once or twice a month and then we get together and have dinner. And great. I haven't turned him, but he now kind of likes hiking. And I'm a huge hiker. And he started hiking with me as a gift. Those were his Mother's Day gifts and birthday gifts. And now he likes to hike. So
that's
great.
awesome.
Good.
That's great.
Wow.
Nice gift too. I like that.
Yeah. So let's turn it back a little bit. Go back to high school now. And I know 50 years, guys. Kind of tell us what maybe a favorite high school memory or two was, maybe a favorite teacher, a teacher you didn't like, a teacher you liked, whatever. So give us a little bit of insight on that. Terry, go ahead.
Laurie, I'm waiting for you.
I have a few.
I actually, there was a teacher who I thought was great, was Mr. Thompson. I remember it was like a current affairs class or something, but we were doing something about the government, and he had us all role playing. Everybody had a part in the government, and one of the things was that he suggested to our group. He goes, "Okay, so what you want to do? You want to tell this other group you support what they're doing? Yeah, and we're gonna have a filibuster. This will be great, and they're not gonna be able to get anything in and it's gonna pass. It's gonna pass. This is gonna be great." And I just remember going like, "That's a lot of work. We gotta if we're going to talk the whole time in class, that's, he's getting us to do more homework. But it was great, and we ended up doing it, and we won. And the other team was like, "Oh, wait a minute! Wow! I can't believe you guys did that." So it wasn't like we were against them. We totally supported them, but they couldn't get anything in edgewise to pass it on time.
Yeah,
So that was genius, and it was a great way how our political system does work.
little education there. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked him. And there was a teacher who I didn't care for, which I was going through my yearbook, and a lot of people made comments about this teacher and myself on how I kind of stood up for the rest of our class, because she was a bully to a lot of people. And one day I just called her out, and because I ended up going to the office, and Mr. Jerry said, "What are you doing here?" I go, "I know, right? I'm never here." And I call my mother. My mother goes, What did you do? I go, I couldn't take it. She was so mean. And so come and find out, my sister had the same teacher 2 years later, and my sister hated me because this teacher did not like her at all.
Oh boy.
I mean, it was good, but so good, so bad. And sometimes I just need to shut my mouth. I'm still working on that.
You're not going to share who it was?
Who was that?
Mrs. Lynch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I never had her.
Mrs. Lynch's friend, Mrs. Robinson.
Oh.
The one that had the perfect hair with the bun, the hickey on her neck one time coming into.
I don't remember. I didn't have
She was not very nice. She was not a very nice woman.
Well, there were some teachers that weren't so nice. They were great teachers, but
great teachers, and I could, she did what she had to do, but she was biased to the way certain people dressed and how certain people acted, and what clique or what echelon that you were on in the school. And she was not very kind to a lot of people.
Ooh, that wouldn't fly today.
Oh gosh,
no way.
not it. Yeah, she'd be out of there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look her up in the yearbook.
Oh,
yeah, I don't remember her.
Yeah,
I never had a fur teacher.
No, me either.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like.
Well, you stood up to her. Yay!
Yeah.
I did, and when I did, I was so angry. I had my shirt like that. She goes, "I can see your stomach." I'm going. Oh! Another reason they kicked me out of that class.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But it's funny reading how like when the yearbook came around and people were, "I never forget when you stood up to her, and thank you."
Oh wow!
For the class. So, and it was like a lot of people said that, and I'm going. I wasn't doing it I was doing because I was so angry. I was so angry she was being so mean.
What a great life lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I kind of see this go, I didn't know you did that.
Wow. Good for you, Terry. A little rebellion. I like that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. How about you, Laurie?
I was thinking about this, and like the ones I remember were probably where I was better in the subject matter. So, or like Walter Gibson, who could not like him? I thought he was just the best because he was just cool and he cared, and you could tell. I also liked Miss Dupre.
Oh yeah,
loved her.
Yeah, she was really good, and I always really liked. And my mom was an English teacher, right? So, but I really thought she was great, and I liked Mr. Ruthier. Because math was my favorite subject, which is why I went into accounting. I didn't want to be a math teacher, and accounting was all I could think of. But he was great, and I do Sudoku, I do complicated Kokoro, I do all kinds of stuff with numbers. I know, and he was a great teacher, I thought. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going to say some of our release times were some of your favorite memories.
But that would be it, Diane. I remember you saying that, and it's like totally get me out of here, or yelling through the halls doing monkey calls. I kind of remember doing that in high school, but yeah, those were back in the old days. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So much fun. So much fun. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good. All right, Kim, you've got the next question now.
Okay, so before I give you the question, I just want to read a couple more of these messages. Let's see. So it says, Terri-anne, that was Wendy Cahoon saying you better behave. Laurie, it was me who let Kelly know. And then someone else said, hi, Terry and Laurie. So I don't know who that is. But anyway, just wanted to let you know. So my question to you guys is, what message would you like to give to the class of 73? Laurie, why don't you start?
Yeah, Laurie.
Yeah.
Put you on the
Well,
spot.
and I think that's a tough one. I think I have nothing to tell other. I have nothing to say. Oh, you should do this. You should do none of that kind of thing.
Mhm.
One of the things in my work and in my job is working with people to try to focus on what's really important. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, because it all ties into this is how you're going to live your life, and this is how you're using your resources in life. And so that's what I would say is just, keep on keeping on with that, because that is a lifelong journey. And but there's a great quote that I love, and I always think of it, especially when things are going bad, where it says, if it things always work out in the end, and if it hasn't worked out, it's not the end yet. And I find that to be so apropos, because when stuff happens and you think, how am I going to get through this? And you do, and then there's something better on the other end. So I would say, just keep on keeping on. That would be my thing.
Awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
I do too.
that is good. Might
Right,
have to
Terri?
take that one. I think just being true to yourself and not having any regrets of what you didn't try to do because you were afraid to do it. And just be kind.
Nice.
And forgiving.
Yeah.
Some people, for whatever reason, just can't move on. And just to be forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. So true.
We've learned a lot in our 50 years, I think, huh?
Really?
If you go back and think about how young, like we were talking before we went live, when Kim posted the picture recently on social media of the homeroom or whatever. And it just took me back looking at it. It was a couple of years before we graduated. We looked so young. And then we did think we were all that when we graduated. Right. But are you kidding me? So yeah, we've all come a long way, and everybody has their story or stories to tell on their journey. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
It sure is. And it's so nice to hear all the different stories and how everyone's, made it through, 50 years. And, it's great. Yeah. It's great.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add to this at all? Or I know you have said you both have enjoyed the interviews, watching people, and we do encourage more and more of you, please, come on, be interviewed. Let's hear from you, especially the ones that aren't coming to the reunion. That would be awesome to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I have appreciated.
The process of getting on is so easy. I am not a tech savvy person. I will be the first one to admit it. I was like, I'm going to have to download an app. I'm going to have to do this. No, all you do is push the link they give you and you're there. So
you're there.
All right, that was great.
Yeah, we've really had literally the first night was a little crazy, right, Kim?
Yeah,
but other
our
than
first
that,
night.
I had a glitch one time because I usually just like zoom in and, but there was a problem. Yeah. So I had to go on my phone at first, but then it worked itself out. So it's pretty easy, guys. Kim just sends you a link, click on it, and you're live. So.
Yeah. And you always got to expect with any streaming service that there are going to be issues. And you just, you just roll with it. And, I was impressed, like Terri was on, the first time and then Laurie popped on and then, Diane was, it just, it was good to know that people think it's easy because it pretty much is. You always have to roll with the.
And there's another good thing to this. You'll know who the people are at the reunion. I had a classmate. I had a classmate that sent me a message through Facebook Messenger and said, "Are we going to have name tags?" I was like, yes, name tags in our pictures from the yearbook. Yeah, of the ones we have. But because. You don't know sometimes.
I have really appreciated everyone else taking the time to come on and be interviewed. I have so enjoyed that. Yeah. And so, it would be great if more people
we'll keep
did it.
doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's fun. It's good. Is
Yeah.
there anything, Diane, that you want to add in about reunion stuff or?
No, not much. Just, we put the minutes out last week. Now we're just working on what we're doing for food. After everyone decided to go back to the heavy hors d'oeuvres, we're going to meet with the caterer and nail that down, because we want to make sure we have a nice variety, and checks have been coming in still. And
Great.
what we do is we take a look at who wants what to go towards the gift and the reunion. So we'll honor that. If looks like we might have a little bit more towards the class gift, so we can send another check. I don't know how much yet, but things are in. Things are ordered. I don't know if and don't hesitate, if anybody's listening, to not get in touch and say, I want to come. Who cares if August something was the last thing? But here's our napkins.
And they look great. They look great.
So I'm still looking for mannequins, though. I need mannequins or major blow-up dolls or something.
And don't forget the vid day submissions if you want to do them. Get them to me as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And can I put in a plug for the Napatchee Point?
Sure.
If anyone wants to do a beach walk along Napatchee on the day of our reunion, but it's 11 in the morning, you'd have plenty of time to go home and prep for the actual event itself. We're hoping some people want to just take a stroll that day along our beautiful, amazing seashore. So hopefully we'll see you there at 11 o'clock at Napatchee Point.
That sounds awesome.
Great. Sounds great.
Well, thanks, guys, for being on tonight. Hopefully we'll
thank you.
More. So
You guys are great for pulling this together.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you, and it's so nice to hear your stories. So thank you so much, and thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you all next time, Wednesday.
Yep.
Dave Arnett and Lois Alice will be coming on with him. So anyway, it should be good.
Great.
All right. Take care. Have a great night.
Have a nice night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now.
Everyone.